Hello, my superstar students. Today, I am going to share a wonderful story with you. That, of course, is my opinion, right? Maybe not everybody loves it. We talked about opinions, okay? And then my mom used to read this story to me when I was a little girl. And now I read it to my boys. And that tradition has gotten passed down from one generation to another generation. We talked about that earlier in our school year, didn't we? And this story is called Bunny Trouble. It is written by Hans Willem. And since Easter is on Sunday, I thought it rather appropriate to read this wonderful story with you all. And I know that maybe not all families celebrate Easter and that everybody celebrates it in a little bit different way. And I just thought that this was a fun story because our character, he's pretty funny. So let's get started. Bunny Trouble. Once there was a rabbit colony that was different from any other. The rabbits here were in charge of decorating all the Easter eggs for the Easter bunny to deliver. Everyone worked year round, getting ready. Does anybody notice something kind of funny flying through the air? Why would they have that soccer ball flying through the air with everybody decorating eggs? And then there's that soccer ball. What might be your prediction? What might you think is going to happen in this story? Let's see what happens. Everyone else except Ralph. He cared for only one thing in the world: soccer. Yeah, if some of you thought that our main character might have really loved soccer, you're right. It worried his mother and father. Now, soccer usually is played outside unless you're playing indoor soccer, right? But usually not in your home. And that is really breaking things in their home. That's a problem. And what happened over here? It worried the other rabbits in the colony too. Look at our poor flowers. The hat getting knocked off of his head. And it worried his teacher in school where all the young rabbits went to learn egg decorating. Where was Ralph while everyone else was hard at work in the classroom? He was outside working on his fancy footwork. And what happened with that soccer ball? You're right, it went right through that window. It worried his sister Eliza, especially when he ruined her birthday party. Oh dear, look at all those soccer balls flying right into the middle of her cake. Eliza loved Ralph more than anyone else in the world, but she knew that one day he would get into trouble. He just didn't fit in. Each year, as Easter approached, everyone got busier and busier. The chickens laid more eggs, the painters, the jelly bean makers, and the basket stuffers all worked overtime. I like those chickens, the hens up there. They're sweating. Why are they sweating? What information did they give us? That they're working overtime. That means that they are working extra hard, laying eggs one after another, so that the bunnies can decorate them in time for Easter. Ralph had to work too, but he had a hard time keeping his mind on his job. Instead, he was thinking about place kicks, and he tried just one. Oops. Over went a full basket of eggs. The exhausted chickens groaned. Oh, the rabbits shouted at Ralph. Go play soccer on the other side of the trees so we can finish our work in peace, they said. Oh boy, imagine all that hard work of their beautifully painted eggs, some of them getting ruined, eggs splattered on them, raw eggs. Ooh. Ralph was glad to go. He went off to play by himself on the other side of the forest. That night, he did not come home. His mother wept and wrung her hands. Where could he be? She wondered. And with Easter just 2 days away. Oh, that's dreadful. If we were to ask the question about the mom's feelings, you might say that the mom's feeling sad. How did you know that she's feeling sad? What were those clues? I'm noticing that she has tears coming from her eyes. And she's got her handkerchief. So I'm looking at that picture. And I'm also noticing, remembering those words that I read, his mother wept. And I know that when we weep, we cry, right? She cried so much she had to wring her hands of all the tears that were her fur had soaked up in her paws. Oh dear, what are they going to do? Morning came. Still, Ralph had not come home. Liza slipped out to search for him. She found him not far away, locked up in a cage. A farmer had caught him while he was practicing his dribble in the cauliflower field. The coach always told us to look where we were going, not at our feet, Ralph joked sorrowfully. Don't worry, Liza told him. I'll go and get help. Poor Ralph. She ran back past the busy rabbits, calling, Mama, Mama, we must save Ralph. The farmer has caught him and he's going to make him into Easter dinner. Oh, I knew that bunny would get into trouble someday, wept Mama as she followed Liza to Ralph's cage. There goes Mama. She's still crying. She's just beside herself, worrying about her Ralph. It had thick bars and a heavy padlock. We'll never get him out of there, moaned their mother when she saw Ralph inside. Of course we will, said Liza firmly. I think I can get the lock open. Oh, poor Ralph. Oh, poor guy. We know he's sad too, huh? Even though it doesn't say how he feels, we can look at his posture, right, of his body. It's hunched over, and we can see the tears coming down, and we know that he is feeling really sad being locked in that cage. Liza worked for hours, but the lock refused to be picked. The bars wouldn't bend, the door couldn't be pried off. Oh boy, she was trying to pick a lock. And we pick fruit from a tree, right? Or we can pick things up from the ground. But when it's used in this context, we pick a lock. That means that we're going to stick something inside of it and jiggle around and see if we can get it loose so that it pops open. If I ever get free, whispered Ralph, I promise I will never play soccer again. No, Ralph, said Liza, you want to be a soccer player, and you will be too. But you also have to help with the eggs. And not be such a nuisance, added Mama. Ralph knew they were right. He promised to do what they said. Hours passed. Suddenly, Liza cried, I've got an idea that will do the trick, but we have to hurry. Oh, make a prediction. What do you think Liza's amazing plan is going to be to get Ralph out of that cage? The next day, tomorrow, it's going to be Easter. He can't be in there. They're going to eat him for Easter dinner. Liza and Mama ran all the way home. In no time, Liza was back, carrying a small bundle under her arms. She squeezed carefully through the bars of Ralph's cage. Then she whispered the plan. She whispered the plan very quietly. The next morning, there was a great commotion around the cage. Ooh, that's a good word, commotion. What might commotion mean? If we didn't know what the word commotion means, we could read the sentence again. The next morning, there was a great commotion around the cage. So we're looking at the cage, and what's around the cage? What do we think? We see lots of animals around the cage. And I bet those animals are pretty loud, lots of movement going on. So I'm going to think that commotion has to do with making a lot of noise. Inside it, next to Ralph, was a basket of the most beautiful Easter eggs anyone had ever seen. Some were polka dotted, some were dyed deep purple, and some were painted with rainbows. The farmer's children gathered around. He must be the Easter Bunny, they exclaimed with wonder. How else could he have gotten those eggs? We must let him go, or there won't be any Easter for us. So the farmer opened the cage door. Ralph ran home as fast as he could. Did you all catch that? What were those kids concerned about? They were concerned, you're right, about not having Easter because maybe that was the Easter Bunny. How else would they have gotten all those eggs in that cage, right? He had to have been the Easter Bunny. So did Liza's plan work? Did Ralph get out? You're right, he did. But he didn't forget Liza's words. He did try harder with his painting. Ralph even became known for one special design, which he did far better than anyone else, and almost as well as kicking, passing, or scoring. What was his specialty egg? You're right, soccer eggs. Isn't that funny? Soccer ball eggs. So there he goes. He's happy. He's painting soccer balls onto those eggs, and they are beautiful. He's making them different colors. So this is my challenge to you all. If you were in that bunny colony and you had to work hard to get all the Easter eggs ready, and you had to draw or paint an Easter egg, what design would you create? What would your specialty be? Now, would it be something that you love? Okay. Or is it something that you're really good at? Maybe something that you draw really well? If Miss Sandoval had to draw or paint and decorate an Easter egg, I think I would make tennis balls because I love to play tennis. So I would probably decorate my egg as a tennis ball. And the other thing I love to do is play the piano. So maybe I would draw piano keys on my Easter egg. Or the other thing I love to do is to be with my kids. So maybe I would draw a picture of my kids on my Easter egg. So this is my challenge to you all. I want you to draw an Easter egg and decorate it on a white piece of paper so it will show off all those beautiful colors you're going to choose. And then using the student class dojo, that student class dojo will allow you to take a picture or a video of the work you created, and it will go into your portfolio. When it goes into your portfolio, Miss Sandoval is going to be able to see your beautiful egg creations. Okay? So that is what I want you to work on today, okay, for Thursday, April 9th. And I will have another assignment for you to do. This will be your art lesson for today. Okay, if you would like to write a sentence below your egg and explain why you chose the design that you chose, okay, you could say, I painted my egg because, okay, I painted my egg because. That would be a wonderful sentence to put right below your egg. You can take a video, read your sentence out loud to me, okay? Or you can take a picture and I get to see your sentence describing your egg and why you chose that design. Good luck, everybody.